Well, good morning and welcome to Valley Views, sponsored by BTC Fiber. They're our program provider, and we're thankful for them for doing that. And this week we have with us Debbie Hoffman with the Sequatchie Valley Spay and Neuter program. And Debbie, we want to thank you for being with us today, and thank you very much. I want to ask you a few questions about the program because some people may not be familiar with the program.
Okay.
So we want to and first of all, how long has the program been around?
Started my 501c3 3 years ago. Completed that in about 6 months. Found the building. So I've had the building about 2.5 years. So it's just been a long time to get everything ready. And yesterday and today we're doing a training with the vet staff, and we'll be open to the public and taking appointments for March 23rd and March 24th. We're only going to be open Monday and Tuesdays till everybody's trained, and then we'll go to 4 days a week, Monday through Thursday. But that's probably going to be a month from now or so. So we will start taking appointments on March 23rd. And you can call 423-949-7799 after 9 in the morning and start scheduling appointments.
Okay, good. Well, I know this has been a program that's probably been needed for a long time, but what brought the interest in doing this?
When I moved here 15 years ago, I noticed they didn't have any type of programs with anything, shelters or rescues or nothing. So I got into animal rescue and probably placed about 200 dogs, did that for about 10 years, but I realized it was like never ending. And I realized to make it work, you have to stop the animals from producing, and it's not cost efficient. If you went to a local doctor, and then a lot of people, because we're in a valley, we can't go to Chattanooga or McMinnville where they do have low-cost spay and neuter facilities, but it's just where they're located and people getting there. And so I decided that I needed to help bring something here that will offer people alternatives to be able to afford to have their animals spay or neutered. And that, I believe, once you stop the flow, you have less animals that are unwanted. And
right.
So, and it's local. It's bring them that day, pick them up that evening. Right now, because we're just now going to open, there's no grants available until you're open, and then I can apply for grants that will help offset if people can't afford $70 for a spay and neuter, $45 for a male cat, and $50 for a female cat, which includes their rabies. And if they can't afford that, then there will be programs eventually that will come out. Now, I do know that East Animal Welfare Network that Gene Bryant does here in Dunlap, it's a voucher program, and at time it mostly offered either transport to Paul's in McMinnville or somewhere in Chattanooga. So that we will be accepting their voucher program. I don't know how much funding they have. Like I said, it's a separate agency, but they can check with that group and see if they have any funding that will offset the cost, because we will be accepting those vouchers.
All right, so cost is going to be an issue for you right now to get started.
Cost is, you have to pay the vet, all the vet assistants. The staff is mostly the most expensive, that your medication and things like that. I've been asking for donation as far as, well, cash donations, they're accepted because you still got to pay the rent, electric, the telephone, and any other expenses that come with it, the insurance, workman comp. It's a big expense. So I will take donations, but we're also asking for donations like things that we don't have to buy so much of, like alcohol, peroxide, copier paper, bleach, washing detergent, like Lysol, lemon, that concentrated Lysol spray. Trying to think of what else. Distilled water, because all the equipment runs on distilled water.
What about dog and cat food?
Actually, it's not going to be an animal rescue. It's not big enough for that. I'm not a 501c3 for that either.
Okay, I see.
So it's not a rescue, it's not a adoption place. It's just going to be offer a low-cost spay and neuter
Oh, okay.
alternative. So we won't be. Usually the dogs, can't have been fed from the night before, and they're going to go home that day. So
Oh, I
really,
see.
food or anything like that is not necessary.
necessary.
It's just going to be things that we can use day to day that would offset
Uh-huh.
our overhead, so we can pass it on to the community.
So you have vets on site, or do you work
Yes,
with the
vet-
local vets?
No, vet on site.
Oh, okay.
There's a vet on site. There's 2 vet assistants. One is finished with school. She will sit next month. It's either later this month or in April. She'll sit for the board, and she'll be a licensed vet tech.
Okay, great.
And we have a vet assistant training, and then we have a lady up front.
So just let the people know it's not just a
not
local
volu-
person just doing this. It's
Yes.
qualified people.
It's qualified. Oh yeah, it's through the federal, state, DEA. I mean, it's all legal.
All right. Well, that's good. So you will take donations from anybody from the area that would like to donate.
Yeah, they can either. There's a Facebook page under Sequatchie Valley Low Cost Spay and Neuter at gmail.com. I mean, on Facebook, and there's gmail.com, and I have a web page which is SEQ Valley SpayNeuter.org, and they can make donations that way too.
Okay, great.
Or if they want to like mail it in to P.O. Box 220 here in Dunlap.
Okay.
I don't receive mail there at the facility.
Uh-huh.
So anything that would help would be
Well,
great.
That's great. That's because that's something we can help you with later when we do this. Now, is this just for residents of Sequatchie County?
No, we're going to expand out. This includes, that's why I gave it the name the Valley, so it'll cover Marion, Bledsoe County, and Grundy County.
Oh, okay. So
Yes.
several people can take advantage of this.
Yeah.
And,
Even as far as like Spencer and that area, I mean, the closest thing for them is to go down into McMinnville, go on to Cookville.
Uh-huh.
So depends on where they live in Spencer. It's closer to come down up to us because we're just down at Save-A-Lot on 111.
now, are there any that you know of, any other programs in these counties that possibly do the same thing, or
There's none.
there's none?
None. There's no low-cost spay and neuter facility. The closest one is Chattanooga, Rossville, and Cookville,
Really?
and McMinnville. It's the closest ones.
So y'all could be offering a lot of services to a lot of people.
Correct. A
Well,
lot of
that's,
counties.
That's good to know. That's good to hear. And again, you said your location is over there at Save-A-Lot
That's correct.
on Highway 8 or 111.
Yeah. State Road 8, Highway
Yeah.
11, yeah.
Yeah.
111, yes.
All right. And so all they need to do is contact you, and then do they need to contact you before they come, or
Yes, they have to schedule appointments.
schedule appointments?
I mean, it's not a big facility, so we're going to do 25 to 30 spay and neuters a day.
Oh,
So,
okay.
and it has to vary. Half of those are male and female dogs, and half of them will be male and female cats. So it's not a walk-in, it's scheduled, and like I said, we only can do 25 to 30 a day.
And that phone number is 949-7799?
That's correct.
Okay, well, good. We'll get that out so that people will know what to do. Now, let's go back over again the charges so maybe everyone know. You said it was $70 for the
For $70 for dogs, male or female. It doesn't matter if they're 2 pounds or 140. It won't be any difference. That include their rabies. During that time, we'll clip their nails, clean out their ears. There's no charge for that either. Cats, male cats are $45, includes their rabies, and a female cat is $50, includes rabies.
Okay, so there's really more to that money than just the.
It's really, that is the lowest that you can charge and cover your overhead.
Uh-huh.
Because it's a nonprofit. You're not there for profit. You're there to help the community. But you
Right.
have to have enough money that will pay the staff. The vet doesn't volunteer his time.
No.
And the vet assistants don't volunteer their time.
No.
So I don't pay myself. And even though I'm the founder and owner, I'm not on the payroll. I don't see myself going on the payroll until maybe we go to 4 days and I retire from my job.
Yeah.
But the important thing to me is we need this. We need this for our community, our animals in the local communities. And mine is I want it to succeed. So, but the lowest I can is those prices that will cover. Now, like I said, if you can't afford the $45, $50, or $70, there will be a time where once we're open, I can apply for grants. Like there's a pit bull grant that helps cover pit bulls or mixed pit bulls. There will be feral cat programs for those that are out there and they have 30 and 40 feral cats that live out in woods. And it's a bad problem here. But that's coming up. Don't have it now. So, but anyway, those are the costs.
So people just need to give you a little time.
Yeah, they can. Usually what will happen is when you call, we're going to try to work people in a week to 2 weeks, as quick as we can. I know right now if you call Chattanooga, they are booked 3 months in advance.
Really?
They are overwhelmed.
Wow.
I mean, so, but we're going to try to work people in within a week or two.
Well, this is a program that's been long overdue for this area anyway.
Yes.
And I'm going to assume that once you get started and you get people from Bledsoe and Grundy and Sequatchie and Marion all get going, you'll stay pretty busy.
Yeah. MARC is a voucher program out of Marion County, and they actually do transport to like Chattanooga, Dalton. I think they go to McMinnville, they go to Cleveland. They transport animals. But she will be coming once a week to our facility. So they'll be coming from the Marion side. Bledsoe, Paws and Claws, they're a group that we're trying to open a shelter, but now they've kind of changed and they realize that they need to get involved in fostering and offer a voucher program that's going to be coming from Bledsoe County. So you might want to get with Paws and Claws out of Bledsoe County and see how they're coming with their voucher program. We will be accepting theirs. Grundy County has contacted me as far as accepting their voucher program.
Oh, okay.
So they will either, what a voucher program is you will go to those groups and you'll fill out an application, and low incomes will qualify for a voucher, and the voucher might say it's like $70 for a dog, but they can only afford 20. Then the voucher would pay the 50, and when they would arrive, they would pay the 20.
Oh, okay.
But they would go through those individual groups, like Paws and Claws out of Bledsoe, MARC out of Marion, and I'm not sure what the one is in Grundy. But that should help some. Until I get funding, and also will be able to help offset costs.
I know a lot of people don't realize, I know it's been talked about for years, like to have a city dog pound and so forth. But a lot of people don't understand that it costs actually millions of dollars to provide a pound, people, food, and all kind of services.
Vet, you have to have a vet, licensed vet. Even if the land, I thought about that 2-3 years ago, and when I did my research, I mean, even if the land was donated, the size of facility you would need at $125 for commercial property, it would be about $500,000.
Yes.
And that is not including all the equipment they would need inside, medication, the staff to run it. It would be lovely, but this small of a community, you would have to go on a state level.
Right.
And a state level means it's not going to be a no-kill facility.
Right. That was, I think, one of the things they were talking about.
Because it'll be state ran. Well, it won't be only state ran, but they will have a lot of control of what's done.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't see that happening. What we need is maybe more volunteers to do fostering and animals be adopted out. I'm not into that, but I know that there's groups that are trying to start. For the animals that exist now, if people will be willing to foster them and go through like great dog rescues. A lot of animals go up north. And so that's not what I do, but maybe you'll find someone that is into that, setting up fostering and take it from that end for the animals already here, and I'm trying to prevent unwanted animals from being born.
Well, I know in the past, I know there's been a lot of animals that just roam the city.
Yes.
And that's been a big problem
Yes.
for a lot of people. And I don't see as much now, but I'm sure they're out there just,
You'll probably see more in the spring.
yeah.
Yeah, you'll see more animals roaming. So, but it's a problem. This isn't a quick fix,
Uh-huh.
but I believe it will put a damper on it. And if someone else could pick up the torch for the fostering and placing unwanted animals up for adoption, I think we could really beat this thing as far as we wouldn't need a pound or animal shelter.
Right. And because I know there's plenty of unwanted animals out there that, and a lot of them are neglected.
Yes.
And you see them, and all they want is love, just like we do.
Yeah, people don't realize that animals, they need love, and they feel pain, and they feel hunger, and they feel thirsty, and they feel lonely. They get scared. I don't know how people don't understand that about an animal. So, but they do.
And I think people need to understand too, if they mistreat animals, that's against the law,
Yeah, it is.
and they can be punished for that.
And I think Dunlap is getting a little stricter on that.
Uh-huh.
You know, bringing people to court for abuse, and and that's why I'm hoping that people will step forward as fostering, because we don't have a shelter, we don't have a pound. But if people could take animals and that have, someone has been abused, the law's got involved.
Uh-huh.
I'm hoping someone out there will pick that torch up and get together and start something. I'll do it on my end if they'll do it on their end.
Well, I know we've had some cases in the past where several animals were at facilities, where the people had just not kept them up and not fed them, and that's kind of sad.
It is.
And
it truly is sad.
Because, like we said, they want to be have attention too.
Yes.
And so forth. Well, what about you've got a vet on staff, but do you ever get any? Well, you're going to be opening up soon. But what about, will you work with the local vets if something comes up?
We have to, part of our state inspection was we have to have, since it's not a full-fledged clinic, and we do not have x-ray machines, we'll do heartworm testing, some blood work, things like that. But other than that, if there's anything like an animal needed a kidney panel or something, it needed some extra work before surgery, we would be, they would use a 24-hour facility that's in Chattanooga.
Oh, okay. I see.
And so we had to have one that would, it's on the door, like after hours, if something was, they have a question or something doesn't seem right, they would call that 24 hours facility. Now also, as far as a local doctor, if like people here, Dr. Kirk out of Jasper has also accepted that if people wanted some pre-vet work done before, like if their dog's like 7-8 years older, an older dog, and they wanted some type of pre-eval, he would be glad to do it. And I love Dr. Kirk too.
Well, do y'all have any information there at your center to hand out to people to help them with, like vitamins and things like, or other things like that?
Not now. Wasn't going to get into the vitamins, but probably next month we'll be offering flea and tick medication, heartworm prevention medication, but I mean, maybe that's something that I'll slowly incorporate in, is some type of vitamins or things like that. But right now I don't have any plans for vitamins, but I agree with you, there's some good vitamins out there for animals.
And if somebody needed help as far as just information of how to care maybe for their animal, y'all could give them that?
But the only thing, if it's pertaining to the spay and neuter or the flea and tick, when we start offering that, but most of it they would have to follow up with their doctor. Or like I said, Dr. Kirk is willing to take pre-surgery if they needed to be evaluated first or afterwards or anything like that.
Are you in need of any local volunteers that might want to help?
Yes, we'll be taking volunteers. I'm not using a lot of plastic products like pads that go in the kennels. We're using towels or blankets or Baby blankets are great too. And so we have 2 washing machines, and so they'll be going a lot. So I will be glad to take volunteers.
Yeah.
It's quite a bit of sweeping because, all the animals have to be shaved before surgery. So you're constantly sweeping,
Yes.
you're constantly doing the laundry. But yeah, we'll take volunteers.
Well, that's great. And again, what's your hours of operation? We'll make
Right
everybody
now,
know.
someone will be coming to the facility on Mondays and Tuesdays from 7, and we're hoping to be gone by 4. So it'll be like 7 to 4, Monday and Tuesday until everybody is really trained, the flow is good, and then we'll go to 4 days a week.
Okay.
And
And that was Monday through Thursday, right?
Monday through Thursday, that's correct.
Well, that's good. Let's see. Of course, this will be one of its kind here in the county. It's never been done before, right?
That's correct. Never been done.
And do you have anything else you want to tell our viewers about your program that they might not be aware of or you want them to know?
Just that we're finally open. It's taken me forever. I never thought about giving up, though. Never,
Yeah.
ever crossed my mind, even during the 9 months that I was really sick and hospitalized 6 times. It never crossed my mind to quit. Never. I just felt it was supposed to happen, that it was going to happen. It was just never crossed my mind to give up, throw in the towel, even though I was told to. And it seemed like it was really to have someone on your back. Now, Neuter Scooter was a local thing that did transport to like Paul's Clinic and to Chattanooga also. They would pick up animals at Walmart.
Uh-huh.
And they came on board, and they've been a huge help, motivating this.
Uh-huh.
Jean Bryant with her group that she has did a fundraiser called Wine and Whiskers back in November, and it gave us $5,000 in donation, and that
Oh.
kind of bought a lot of the last minute things that we needed to push to get open. So all those people I am so thankful for.
Good. Do you have any plans in the future maybe to have a fundraiser of any kind maybe or
Throughout the year.
throughout the year?
Yeah, throughout the year. We'll have all kinds of little fundraisers. And like I said, Cody McCarver, he wants to do a fundraiser here at this pavilion, actually. And we were going to have vendors and just have a really nice day. Food. And Cody would be doing this fundraiser to earn money to either buy new equipment, because a lot of the equipment, it's not brand new. It works good, of course, by the state standards. Everything had to be inspected,
Right,
so
right.
it's inspected. But fundraisers like that, like I said, will offset and help the community. It'll also buy better equipment, more kennels, just different things. So yes, we'll be doing fundraisers all through the year. It'll be a part of it.
Well, great. Well, Debbie, it's about time for us to wrap up, but we certainly appreciate you coming by today and
Thank you.
and talking to us about this program, and
Thank you.
we hope we can get that out and to others so they can watch this and
Yeah.
come and help your program.
It has to be a group effort. We need this for the community, and if everybody helped out, we can make a big impact on our community and the communities and the animals around here. So I appreciate you inviting me.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.